So, hello and welcome to Let's Talk Leadership. I am joined today by Lise Lotte Rasmussen from her home in beautiful Denmark. Lise Lotte is a geologist. She also has an MBA in Management of Technology, and she has lived both in the EU, in Europe, and in the Middle East for a good number of years. And that's where you and I first met up, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So Lise Lotte is the co-founder of an NGO called Young Global Pioneers. And this is an organization, and Lise Lotte, you need to help me and say if I get this correctly, if I understood you correctly. The organization was created about 6 years ago with the aim to inspire young, talented people to become responsible leaders and engage in solutions for a better world.
Yes.
And these people they came from 28 different countries all over the globe, various social backgrounds, a real mix of social backgrounds as well.
Yes.
They've all been part of a learning journey, as you call it. And the guiding keywords for this learning journey were responsible leadership, curiosity, empathy, and aspiration. All words that, if you ask me, are crucial leadership skills. And you got these people in when they were young. And that's been a fascinating journey, I'm sure. So what are some of the things that you have noticed in these young people? Can you share some of your observations?
Yeah, it's so amazing. We had 5 different learning journeys where there are around 4 on each learning journey. And it's so amazing to meet with young people from all around the world. They are so similar and so different. Yeah. All of them, and and immediately they will start finding a lot of issue that they agree on, that is important for them. And I think this generation, they are very talented, they are very wise, they are very inspired to do something. And what we may have thought was that they know a lot about each other beforehand due to internet and so on, but it's still totally different to meet each other and to talk and to see things together and then reflect on them. Then together you will come so much deeper down and have different views and be inspired. And they are so, it's so amazing also to see they have very different social backgrounds as well, which they don't even recognize in the beginning. And then in the end, to see, wow, I am as good as the others. And it's simply amazing to see that journey, that inner journey.
Yeah. I find that fascinating to hear.
Yeah.
Because I think, what you and I certainly didn't have when we grew up is this access to the world on your screen, right? I can go on the internet now and talk to somebody in Australia if they're not sleeping. But it's not the same, and that's very clear from what you're saying, is that having the world at your desktop and then going out and actually meeting those other people and realizing how, like you said it, how similar and how different they are. That's something that I think is a huge privilege, and that is something that probably will never go away, no matter how much we use the internet.
I don't think so, and I think that it's so important in future leadership that you have a purpose, that you are interested in other people, in their well-being, and by the way, I also think it's good business. It's leadership is for me a lot to do with keep learning, adjust, listening, and not be afraid of doing things. You have to take a decision doing things, and often you will have to redo things later on in life, but I think it's so important from when you're young and formative, to have the empathy, to really want to reach out to people. I mean, I can't see another way for leadership in the future
than reaching out. Yeah. Even if that's a little bit more difficult now with international travel being hugely restricted. But of course, I mean, I also think you told me that this network that you have created, they now meet up on Skype, you know? So there are discussion groups. And so I guess you don't necessarily have to go to 15 different countries to build understanding if it turns out in future that simply becomes more difficult. But reaching out.
I really hope they took that with them, that after you have experience, which are also my experience living abroad, that it opens up a lot of insights about other cultures, and also that you will maybe never understand them totally, but you will be curious to ask them. And I hope they in their network will say, wow, I have a friend in China, so I call her and ask her how does it seem from a totally other perspective.
Yeah. So you raise an important point there, that it's probably not possible to ever understand somebody from a different culture fully, not for 100%, because you are from a different culture, and that doesn't matter. You can still have great conversations and great respect and empathy. I suppose a lot of this is about respecting differences and making the best of those differences, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It is. I mean, I also think that in this crisis we have now with Corona, that if we have to solve problems in the world, we will have to look out to each other and to work together for solutions, and we will do it. It will be much more powerful and much quicker, and we will also have that in climate crisis, and that it's so necessary to work together on solutions, and you can really gain from differences.
Yeah,
I mean, from different approach, from different, and so we are simply better together.
Yes, I fully agree. And maybe the fact that you have lived outside of Europe, like I have, in a very different culture, underlines that for us. And of course, we would also love the people that come after us, the young people right now, to have that same kind of mindset. Do you think if we speak in terms of mindsets, that they are very, very different as this generation? You said yourself, they are wise. They seem ahead of their time almost, because the world has moved so much and we have so much more connectivity. Is this a different breed? And we will, in some other conversations, ask themselves what they think of this. But how different is the new generation?
I really think the hopes and the dreams and the worries are a lot the same. I mean, there's of course differences if you go to an exact level, but but then it is really the same, the hopes and the dreams and the worries, and it is a quite worried generation. They are worried about all the things that we are leaving to them, with climate, and sometimes I would hope, and I hope they, by talking to each other all the time, that they will find out that they actually have the possibility to do something about it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all the big things. You can do a lot in the areas where you have the knowledge talk and to try to push things, and they will push things. I'm pretty sure they will. They are looking very much to our generation as we have done all the mess, and they are angry at us, and they want us to do something about it. And on the other opposite, we are looking at them and said, "You're the clever generation. We gave you a lot of knowledge. So now it's up to you to clean up after us."
Yeah.
And I think both things are not right. I think that we are really listening. We are really willing to listen. A lot of us, of course not all of us, in our generation, we are looking at them and we are listening, and we will try to, and we should try to start doing things and not just leaning at them. And on the other hand, they should keep pushing us, keep addressing what they see as a future. And I think they will realize growing up that they will also find out that some of the things they believed in will have to be adjusted or will be mistakes or whatever. But I don't think they should be afraid of doing things because you have to adjust, because we are getting wiser and wiser, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they shouldn't be so. I mean, sometimes they are a little bit depressed in the generation,
yeah.
and scared. But on the other hand, they have so much knowledge. They are in a very good position to change things. And
yeah, true. And you know what? We talked in the beginning of this chat. We talked about differences and similarities. And I think that maybe if we talk about generations, the younger generation and us, it's the same as what you said about the cultures. Maybe it's never totally possible to understand somebody else from a different time or from a different culture or from a different region for 100%. But if you can work together, if you can come together in a sort of shared understanding, then the total of your thinking can still be more than the sum of its parts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It really could. It really could. You can add up a lot of ideas, and we have one in the group that made an app for trees in Brazil, in the city areas, and I don't think it doesn't have to be very perfect, or then others can help you develop things, and so it's more the will to do things.
Yeah. In small, you mean in small local steps that you can just make a small difference, but then many small differences add up to a bigger difference along the way.
Exactly. And it's the same when you are educated in different areas. You don't have to find the whole solution. If you are somewhat to fight in NGOs for a better future, but others just doing better in their business. I mean, have the ideas, the thoughts, the willing to become better, and that will also add up to solutions.
Yeah, it will.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually quite a positive note as we are coming towards the end of our conversation. I find that very hopeful, that at the same time, you seem to be saying that there is some anxiety, of course, and that's understandable. And at the same time, because they are wise and, hopefully we're not so stupid either. If we work together, if we think together and act together, then, there's hope yet.
There definitely is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lovely. That's really, really good. So, as a sort of a final idea, is there anything else that you would like to add if you think about leadership for the future and leadership across generations, any final pearls of wisdom that you want to mention to us?
I would like to say that you have to keep an open mind, and you have to have learning agility all the time. That's key to change, and you don't have to change, but to get to a better world for everyone.
Yeah. So keep learning, no matter how much you've already learned.
Keep learning, keep listening, have respect.
Yes. Yeah. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom, I think. You make your remark makes me think of something that they said. I think somebody who has a lot of knowledge has a lot of answers, and somebody who has a lot of wisdom asks a lot of questions. I think that's part of it, that we keep asking questions in order to learn. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, wonderful. Super. Well, it's been fantastic to talk to you today. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. And I wish you all the best with Young Global Pioneers. And I hope to see you again soon. Okay, take care.
Bye. Bye.